Right, so today I thought I would do a rain test on the cheap hot tent setup that I've done. So I thought I'd come out into the woods, the back of my house, get looked at weirdly by people and set it up in the rain and get the stove going as well. So hopefully this will be interesting for people that are interested. Let's get this tent set up and then we'll have a cup of coffee. So let's see how that goes. So right, we've got that set up. That doesn't take too long. We'll get you in the dry, shall we? Take my hood down. I brought some dry wood, some little bits. There we go. It's all set up now. Let's get it going. So my plan was to have a little fire, a little cup of coffee, just to test out, see how these little stoves work. There's not much space in this tent. But if I can get everything to within reaching distance of my chair, I can then work from there. I brought a bag of kindling because I'm not going to mess around chopping wood today. So this fire doesn't have a bottom. It doesn't have a bottom grill in it. So the stove is lit. It's going great guns. We're already warming up in here. I'm going to leave the door open probably for this little test. We're going probably close that a little bit because we'll end up burning a hole in it. I always end up burning holes in my hot tents with the embers that come off, because I'm always a bit crazy on that, on the ventilation. So you've always got to check your airflow, calm it down a little bit if it's a bit. Right, we've got no hazard of catching anything that lights down the ground, so I didn't bring a mat because it's leaves and it's been raining for a night and a day, so it's not I don't think we're going to have any issues with stuff catching on fire, but I mean, there's quite a bit of condensation in this tent at the moment. It's got a damp feeling to it. I mean, that could have been when I put it up. So if we get, I really want a cup of coffee. So I'll get the cup and that. Just about peak me in. I'll get a cup of water on, and then we'll have a log in there quickly. Right, so I'll get a pot of water on, and then we'll have a cup of coffee. It's quite tight in here. The tent is, I mean, I love this little tent. I really do. It's really compact and nice. It's so light little shelter. With a bivvy bag, you wouldn't need a ground sheet. We're warming up in here, we're roasty toasty. Let's have a look at the, see what's coming out the top. I got my chimney a bit wonky, but I don't think that matters too much. I think the green colour would be better for something like this, but beige is okay for today. So the hot water's just getting boiling. I'll get my my little bag out with bits in. Oh no, my sugar cubes. My sugar cubes have gone on the floor. Never mind. Right, I love these little coffee bags. For just a little coffee on the go. Right, a bit of light on the subject now. which should be a bit better. I am thoroughly impressed with this tent. It's, with the guy lines put in, it'll be quite sturdy. I've changed, this is a Hilleberg pole, which is way more sturdy than the one it came with, but there's definitely no need to have another pole. You don't need to spend the money to get another pole. Does anyone else keep losing stuff when they're camping? If you put something in the comments below of the things that you always lose within about 3 seconds of putting them down when you're camping. I'm always losing stuff. So we've got a coffee bag in here, which I thoroughly agree with. I've got some sort of presses and bits and pieces like that, which although good, they're a bit faffy. Instant coffee works just fine. You don't need to have anything special. This stove is great. I think I'll be giving this a go. It's fully waterproof. I can't see any water coming in on any of the seams. The zips have got quite a nice closure on them with Velcro, which goes down. It is, once it gets wet, it is a bit tricky to unzip. They get a bit floppy and they get caught in the zips. I have noticed that, but that's a bit of a minor detail. But the stove, which unfortunately I can't find anywhere now for the price I got it. I've got a link in the description of the other video I did, which was for an eBay seller, and they don't have them in stock. I think the Vivor website doesn't have them in stock. I'll try and find it, and I'll leave a link in the description if I can find the stove that this stove is. But for 55 quid, I think I happened upon a real bargain. I don't know if I can find it. If I can find it, I'll put it in so everyone else can take advantage of that bargain. Oh, that's nice. If you enjoy these videos, please do subscribe. Feel free to do that. Obviously it is free. Give us a like. Do leave a comment below just saying what you liked about it, or if there's bits you didn't like. I'm always open to criticism about my videos. I'm trying to make them more exciting and engaging, without jumping out of a tree or setting myself on fire. I don't know how I could make this video more engaging. It's just a quick little one of this tent in the rain. A few people said they'd be quite interested to see it out in the rain, so I thought I'd quickly get out in the rain and give it a go. I will be doing a camp in this, so I want to try and do a fully backpack hot tent camp. So I'll take this. I think I've said it before, but I might get a lightweight titanium stove for this. Now I've got a good one in mind from Winterwell UK. They do a nice titanium one, so I'm going to drop in there and hopefully speak to Ash about something there. They've been really good with other stuff for me to review. All of this stuff I brought myself, so this video is sponsored by me. I don't mind spending a bit on camping gear, gives me a good excuse. I've had to be a bit careful pulling this up too tight today because it's pulling the pegs out, because it's quite soft soil around here. I don't want the pegs all coming out and it's all collapsing over onto the hot stove. But I mean, I could sit here all day. But yeah, this OneTigris Smoky Hut, I think it's called, is quite a little purchase for 100 quid. You'd definitely be okay. This would definitely be okay, even if it was raining and you were stuck inside it. You could get laid out. You could get laid out on the floor with a mat. I mean, this little tiny chair is okay. This is just the smallest. Well, I don't think it's the smallest Helinox, but it's the one. It's definitely a chair zero. It's quite good, but again, they're really pricey. You can get way cheaper little fold-out chairs now. Right, so I think coming to the end of the, there's not much else I can say really. Great tent, waterproof, stove is great. If you can find a little stove like this, that would be really good. I still think you can go hot tent camping for under £200 if you just look around. I mean, this setup, as I said, was 150, 170, I think it's 150. I'm obviously assuming that you've got other camping gear. So if you had to buy all the camping gear, then it would be quite costly. But again, the thing is, if you're going out in winter conditions with a hot tent, you have got to make sure you've got sleeping bags that will if the stove was to not work, if you can run out of wood, if the tent sort of didn't hold up to some wind and fell on you, you need to have sleeping bags and sleeping pads and clothing that would keep you warm in, you know, sub-zero temperatures. If that's what you're out in, you sort of got to plan for the fact that it might not work, the hot tent might not work, and you might be cold. So you've always got to carry that extra gear with you. So when you start getting into four-season sleeping bags, you know, down sleeping bags, sleeping quilts, then that's obviously quite a lot of cost. So I am assuming that you have got other camping gear to possibly do, you know, into the 4 seasons or the shoulder seasons of camping. If you have, then this is quite cheap and you wanted to give it a go, then I think it's a good idea. But you can, you know, if you're looking for, you can still, there's definitely a lot of stuff online that you can buy. Second hand is a really good place to buy. I mean, I've got an old Rab, like Extreme, I think it's Extreme sleeping bag, which was, you know, is for almost for explorers. I think it's been up Everest twice, but I mean, I think that was about 120 quid on eBay. You just got to keep your eye out for stuff. If you're interested in stuff like that, then you look on eBay, you look at all sorts of places like that. Vinted is quite a good place now in England for stuff. There's a lot of stuff on there. I sold some sleeping pads on there recently. You know you're going to get it. There's a lot of scammers out there with camping stuff. So Vinted is a fairly secure way of doing it. eBay is still a bit of a minefield. Even with goods and services, I'm not sure how that works for protecting you. So Vinted is a good way, or go and see it and pick it up and pay for it cash. Cash is not king anymore apparently, but because you can't seem to use it anywhere. But yeah, no, I would thoroughly give it a go. Go out in the woods and do it. I mean, as I said, I'm just literally over the back of my house in a woods, a little tiny bit of woodland. I think I'd be alright to camp over here. You're only here for one night. I don't think there would be an issue. I mean, I might give it a go, see if that works. But all in all, I'm just now waiting for the stove to cool down. So I'm just going to waffle on for a little bit longer, which will no doubt hurt my viewer retention. If you're still watching, thank you. Listening to my waffle. So I've sort of covered that you can do cheap hot tent camping. You probably could find cheap stuff. I mean, army surplus is another good way to do it. Again, but or just try it in your back garden. See it, you know, just set it up. If you've got even like a little bit of garden, just set it up with a stove. I mean, people might think you're an idiot, but what does it matter? Thing is, I could sit in it all day. I love being in a rainy tent. It's really peaceful and relaxing. So it's really, really good.
Right, so I'm going to get this all packed up now. I think my stove's cooled down enough. I don't think it has quite, but I'll soon sort that out. Right, so we're all packed away. Let's get out of here. Luckily, I've only got 1 minute walk to home. Right, so it's still raining, finished. Let's get out of here. I have to put the light on. Just make sure I've not left any tent pegs. I didn't count. And they're black, which is a bit annoying. That's alright, I've got heaps of tent pegs. Right, well, that's it for this. The OneTigris Smoky Hut tent and the Vivor stove. All in all, really good. Mustard, absolutely marvellous. Love it. I'll be taking it on an actual overnighter when I get a chance. You have to time these things well. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and happy camping. Love to you all. Peace, or whatever you say at the end of a YouTube video. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.